With us is the winner of the New Writer Award, Adrian Tempany, for his book, The Sun Shines Now. This must be quite a moment for you, Adrian.
Yeah, it is. It's the first thing I've ever won, actually. So very pleased. I think the book was meant to have come out in 2014 and it got pulled at the last minute. Contempt of court ruling held it up. So it came out in 2016. So it was a long process. It's just becoming worthwhile, yeah.
You survived the Hillsborough disaster.
Yep.
How did that experience change your perception, your outlook on football?
Well, I always knew, obviously, the truth, having been there, was not what was reported in the aftermath. In terms of football, I think that got the transformation of the game off on a false footing, really, because a lot of the vilification of football fans that happened after that meant that when the game came to be transformed, there was less consideration than there might have been as to the concerns and interests of football fans themselves. It was almost like a prescription was handed down. You know, this game has got to change. This is what we're going to do. And basically, the people who were at the sharp end of it were kind of cut out of the debate. Not least because we, in certain quarters, were blamed for causing the disaster. Obviously, it took us 23 years to prove that wasn't the case. By which time the game had been completely changed. I think what we got was, in the early 90s, as I say, it was a top-down reordering of football. And what there was in the 80s were a very vocal, very articulate fans lobby that was saying, look, the problems in football, you know, you don't need to tell us we're going. But the problems are with the stadiums, the way the clubs are run, and with the overall governance of the game. That got lost in the kind of furore around Hillsborough, really. But those fans were right. And sadly, I think they should have had more of a say when the game came to be transformed. So what I've kind of looked at in the book is the false footing, if you like, that football got off to with the transformation in the 90s, and how fans have come to be slightly disenfranchised. So
have you hoped to give a voice to those fans, in effect?
The fans who were at Hillsborough.
Disenfranchised?
Yeah, I mean, partly the book begins with Hillsborough, it ends with what was going on at the recent inquest, which I was party to. But most of the book is about the modern game and what it's become and what it's come to mean. And what I've argued is that football isn't just a game, and it's not just a business, it's a culture. Now, why is that important to people? And I've looked at things like identity, community, the way people socialise, what children want from the game, and the way the politicians' failure to grasp what football actually means has led to certain problems in the game. So I think I tried as much to give a voice to people like myself who were nearly killed at Hillsborough. You know, it's only recently that people have really begun to listen to us, that we were kind of right all along. But mostly it's a book about what football has now come to mean. But a lot of football books are written from the top down, from experts and insiders. This is from the bottom up. It's fans saying, this is what we think.
It's been described as a brutal assessment of the modern game. Having made that assessment, are you left with more of a positive feeling about where football is now? What's your overriding sense and feeling towards the game now?
It's never been better in terms of the quality. You know, and the stadiums themselves are fantastic. Brilliantly televised. And there's a lot of good things about football, but that's not what football's about. Football is about what the fans think it is, and that kind of what it means to have an identity as a football supporter, and how you kind of interact with your club. And I think something's getting lost there.
I think it's an important book with an important message. Adrian, many congratulations on the award. Ladies and gentlemen, Adrian Tempany.